Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. How does it get even better? What else is possible now? I was just sharing that here in Mexico, yesterday maybe it's the day before, is Three Kings Day. And Three Kings Day is it's also signifies another part of the Christmas holiday, and also the day that the kids actually receive presents. So on Three Kings Day, it's like a really big deal. The kids are really, really excited. And so it was so beautiful. But one of the particular traditions is there's a bread that's really colorful and really sweet and really beautiful and really tasty. And this bread is very, very special. And so Guillermo brought some of this bread home for Three Kings Day. And I grabbed a piece of the bread and I took a piece of the bread and I was eating the bread. And then all of a sudden I go, and, and I chomped on something really, really hard. And I was like, ow, oh my God, I think there's something in it. And Guillermo goes, oh my God, you ate baby Jesus. I forgot to tell you. And I go, what? And I open up my mouth and sure enough, there's a baby Jesus that is actually hidden in the bread. And the custom is that if you find the baby Jesus, then you have to make tamales for the next holiday, which is February 2nd. So, so be prepared. You never know what you're going to bite into. It might even be baby Jesus. So I'm apparently due to do the tamales for the February 2nd holiday. Anyway, it just made me laugh, and I had to share that with you guys because it's one of those beautiful moments in tradition that or custom, right? That you only really get to learn and be a part of if you're in it. You know what I mean? And it sounds really, really weird. I ate baby Jesus, but it was really funny in the moment. All right, so what I wanted to do today is say good morning to everyone. I hope you we're excited about the week ahead. We're starting the week off in the it's just so funny, Mary. I have to show you this thing. We are starting the week off with the sun in Capricorn and the moon in Leo. So this is it's a really interesting dynamic of energy. And one of the things that became aware of is that we may be starting the week off with a lot of aggression, right? Aggression and anger from the point of view that we think it's what's going to get the job done. Okay, and that's not always true. Remember, anger is not always the best operating system to get what you want or to communicate your needs. And so let's become aware of how we are going about asking for what we want, going about getting what we want, and look at presenting and asking for what we want in just a kinder and more loving way. Also, the moon in Leo is one of those energies that we may often feel like everybody needs to pay attention to us, and that's okay. That's great, actually. But just make sure that you're using that energy to work for you instead of against you. Make sure that people are paying attention to you and looking towards you as a leader, right? As a divine leader, that you have something to say, that people aren't just looking at you for, whatever reasons. So let's keep that in mind. And I also wanted to dedicate today's download to you guys. And we haven't done one of those in a while. So what we're going to do in the meditation is we're gonna go up. We're gonna perceive the energy of the group, and I'm gonna give you guys downloads based upon the energy solely of the group. So if there's anything that you've been asking for in your life, anything that you particularly need support with, just ask now, ask the creator now, ask the universe now, and then we're going to see what kind of downloads come up for all of us. Okay, so let's go ahead and play and let's have fun. How's it getting even better? What else is possible? Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Oh, that's so funny, Ben. Let's close our eyes and find ourselves in our heart. And as we find ourselves in our heart, let's just become really super grateful today and every day, but just really super, super grateful for everything. Just thank yourself for being here, all the magic that you've created and all the magic that you're going to create this year. So from this space, let's go ahead and begin by taking 3 deep breaths. Okay, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our awareness to the center of the earth. And as we shift our awareness to the center of the earth, let's imagine this beautiful energy swirling in the center of the earth. And let's imagine this energy scooping up fresh earth energy, coming up through the soles of our feet, through our ankles, our calves, our knees and our thighs, and traveling up through all of our chakras, and popping up outside the top of our head and forming a beautiful ball of light. Now, see yourself in this ball of light. And from this space, let's imagine this ball of light traveling up out past the space that you're in, higher and higher and higher, and out past Earth's atmosphere. Out past Earth's atmosphere and out into outer space. Past different planets, galaxies, and the Milky Way. And higher and higher and higher beyond there, out into different layers of light. Past the beautiful solar system. Out into different layers of light, some light and some dark. As you imagine those layers lifting you up into a golden-like light. And through the golden-like light, into a jelly-like substance light. And through the jelly-like substance light to a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And through the law of compassion, you enter into the 7th plane of all that is, the plane of creation, the plane of oneness, and the plane of complete totality. And here you may feel a tingling sensation all over your body. Acknowledge that energy. Say thank you. And let's ask here for some downloads. Those of you who may be joining or tuning in for the first time, downloads are just energies that we're asking the universe for, asking the creator of all that is for. It actually will come into our subconscious mind once we say yes. And once we have received those downloads, then what begins to happen is our physical reality will show up differently. So it's imperative that you say yes to receive the downloads in your mind's eye. You don't have to say it out loud. So would you like to know what it feels like to know how to, when to, where to, and that it's safe for you to acknowledge that you don't have to be right all the time? So it feels like you may have this energy of having something to prove to someone or maybe a group of people. And so we just want you to know that it's safe for you to know that energy in your heart, to know you're right without having to prove it to somebody else. Remember, what is light is true for you, and what is heavy is a lie. And so what happens when we have this awareness is that oftentimes somebody will have a lightness while we have a heaviness about something. It's not up to us to make them feel like it's light. So would you like to know how to be in allowance of those around you, to trust that being in allowance of those around you is just acknowledging that they're in a different point of view, that they're in a different universe than you're in, and that's fine. And you can then from there be informed with the choices that you have to choose to move on, to ask for something greater. So would you like to have the creator's definition of allowance? Would you like to know the difference? Would you like to have discernment between allowance and acceptance? I know that allowance is being in the space of receiving everything and judging nothing. If you like that, say yes. You know, many of us, we were taught as we were growing up to accept things. That's just the way it is. Accept it. Accepting things is means that you buy it as true for you. Okay. So the next time you are asked to accept something, whether it be from yourself or from anybody else around you, ask yourself, what will it take for me to be an allowance of this without solidifying it and making it real in my universe? How many times do people come up to you and say, oh my God, money is the root of all evil? And you go, uh-huh. And you don't even believe it. So would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, and is for you to recognize what is light for you? Yeah, what is light for you? To know how to perceive what is light for you, even when something may be heavy for another person. If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to live your day-to-day life without being a victim? The energy that comes up is the energy of perceiving that you can't get ahead. So we would just want you to know that it's safe for you to acknowledge that you always have a choice. So would you like to know how to, when to, where to, that it's safe for you to, and that you are making choices in your life no matter what? And would you like to know how to actually see the choices that you have in front of you? To know how to make the lightest choices, to be in complete connection and communion with all things. If you like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be? You know, this has been coming up a lot lately, and I feel like, you know, guys, maybe you are judging yourselves for what where you think you should be in your life and where you should do this and where you should do that. You know, remember that is really who does that belong to? 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 Return to the sender, please. What if you are exactly where you need to be in order for you to take the next step or for you to see what is in front of you or to see what else is actually truly possible that you weren't able to see in another paradigm? So if you're having this feeling where you're feeling kind of like you're at a low, stop. Just stop. Stop and acknowledge that you're choosing to see that you're in a low. And ask yourself, how can I acknowledge where I'm at in order to fulfill greater? If you like that, say yes. So I'd like to also acknowledge another energy that I'm perceiving too is it's like you have to empathize with the things that other people are going through. Perhaps you have some friends or some relatives or some loved ones that are very dear to you who may be going through something, maybe even something like a suffering. And you've bought the point of view that in order for you to express your love to them or your care or your loyalty to them, that you have to suffer too. And that is not the case, please. So everywhere you're trying to align and agree with others in their suffering in order to make them feel loved and cared about, can we please destroy and uncreate that? Would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, and is for you to acknowledge that you can be the source? You can be the source of your own energy, the source of your own inspiration, the source of your own light. And by you doing so, you can also be an example to others. So let's talk about an energy that is really, really powerful, resentment, right? You know, it's something I've been working on with a very special client of mine that is just, it just, it's their nature to carry around resentment. And yesterday, this person had such an incredible awareness. And um, and they said, you know, I'm just so sick of feeling resentful for people. And they said they had Googled something on YouTube about resentment. And they found this beautiful quote. They said, resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. And of course, I've heard that before, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful explanation of what resentment is. And this person finally had gotten to the place where they were so disgusted with being resentful towards the stupidest things, right? And they acknowledged that they were resentful towards the stupidest things. I'm bringing that beautiful energy here today for each and every single one of us to look at and invite places in our lives that we're harboring resentment, where we have resentment. What are we using that resentment for? Would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, and is for you to release once and for all the resentments that you have in your body towards anyone and everyone who is holding you back, towards someone who is taking your energy or sucking your energy? Would you be willing to look at that right now today? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to live your day-to-day life without resentment? To know that it's safe for you to go on to live your day-to-day life without harboring resentment? That you know how to let go of resentment? That you know how to choose an energy like forgiveness or gratitude? I'm going to say forgiveness first. That you know how to choose forgiveness as an operating system, a medicine for you. So if you'd like that, please say yes. Great. And so for today's healing, what I'd like for each of you to do is I'd like for you to look at yourself. Imagine yourself looking at yourself in a mirror, and look at yourself and acknowledge your own beauty. Look at yourself in the eyes in the mirror. Look at yourself in your eyes in the mirror. And just tell yourself, you are beautiful. You are kind. You are loving. And you are worthy. And as you do that, I'd like for you to imagine giving yourself a hug and feeling that hug, feeling all of a sudden every single one of us in our group coming up to you and giving you a hug, as if we're giving each other one giant hug. And from this space, would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, and is to acknowledge how awesome you are doing, how awesome that you be, that you're worthy of the Creator's light, the Creator's love, and the support from not only the universe, but from each other, from all the people in your life. You don't have to always be the one who's taking care of everybody else. You can also receive that love and that light from the universe. If you'd like to receive that, say yes. And now let's please take our palms and rub our palms together. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And now let's place our palms on our eyes. Our eyes are the windows to our soul. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Allow that energy to come into your body, into your being. And now place your hands on your heart. And congratulate yourself and thank yourself for being here and for showing up today and having such a wonderful, wonderful day. Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, beautiful.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
You're so welcome.
And I am Conchita.
Conchita. Wow. Oh, you guys are
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Owlet and Gecko. It's Owlet and Gecko.
Gecko.
Owlet and Gecko. Wow. If I were... Wow. What,
cat boy.
What can I be? I can be the cat boy?
Daddy's cat boy.
Daddy's cat boy. Who is Daniel?
Who is Daniel? You have to find one for him.
Do I get to be a character?
He can be Romeo. Robley? Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Oh, it's a Mexican name.
Of course, I can be Romeo. Hello. I can't wait to play this game. I just think You need to tell your mama she needs to take a lot of pictures today, okay?
Yeah.
Because whatever is going on over there looks like it's way too much fun. Okay.
Yes.
Amazing. Oh, I love you guys. Have way
Thank
too
you,
much
Daniel.
fun.
It was very powerful. It meant a lot to me, this download today. I really appreciate that. And I send you all
You're
the
very
blessings.
welcome.
Love you.
Always, sweetie. I love you too. Mwah. I'll see you soon. Bye, mommy. I love you.
Love
Bye,
you.
Eddie.
Bye. Say bye, filha.